Coming to Canada as a permanent resident is very, very difficult. It takes a whole lot of time before you can come into Canada as a permanent resident. Study route seems to be the fastest and the easiest way to come to Canada. Are you among the category of people that preach this? Now, let's analyze this. If you want to come into Canada as a permanent resident, all you need is your IELTS result, or if possible, if you speak French, you take TEF Canada, you evaluate your credentials, such as your bachelor's degree or your master's degree or your PhD, depending on the case. And then you need a work experience that fall under category tier 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the major requirement that allows you to get an invitation in order for you to come in as a permanent resident. Okay, so the only thing that might delay you is the comprehensive ranking score, which is currently very high. But there are some certain things you can do back home that can increase such score. If, for example, you have PSC, you can actually do PGD or masters. There are online programs that you can do while probably you are working in your home country, like you're working at the same time doing that online program, which I did. Yes, I had to do that. Now, that is one way. Then, if the comprehensive ranking score is still too high, you try as much as possible to learn French, right? Then you can eventually take the TEF Canada. That is also what I did. Like you are in your home country, you are doing everything just to increase your score. And once your score is high, you are in the express entry pool, IRCC invites you to apply for permanent residency. Then it doesn't even take up to 6 months sometimes to process your application, and you are landing in Canada as a permanent resident. When my application was when I entered the express entry pool and I got invited, it didn't even take up to 2 months for my application to be approved. It didn't take up to 2 months. Now, let's analyze you coming in as a study, because some people confuse study route as a pathway of immigration. Study route is just for you to come and study. That is what agents keep telling you people, that study route is the fastest and the easiest way to come to Canada. Then when you come to Canada, do you know that thing you are avoiding, that time wasting you are avoiding, you might still encounter it here in Canada? How do I mean? While you are a student, okay, you will finish your school, get your PGWP, postgraduate work permit, and you will start working. The IELTS, you will still take it. You will still enter inside that. You will still go to create your express entry profile, be in the pool among the category of people that are still back home, competing with them. But you are already in Canada. Now you will have more headache. You know why? You're looking for how not to lose your status in Canada, because after your postgraduate work permit expires, you have options. Either you're staying back in Canada to apply for a visitor visa that can help you to stay, or you are going back home. Now you are having more headache. You stress yourself looking for a way to build your score. Same with the people that are back home. Now, the difference between you and the people back home is that the people back home, they are comfortably looking for a way to increase their score. Like me, while I was working, I was doing online program. If you know National Open University, I did that online program. I used it to boost my score. I went as far as studying French. I also used it to boost my score while I was just sitting in the house, like working comfortably. I wasn't in a rush. But if you are a student, you have so many pressure already around you. How you're going to pay your tuition fees, how you're going to transition faster to become a permanent resident when your PGWP is almost expiring. You have so many pressures. You spend lots of money on tuition fees compared to when if you are just sitting at back home and doing all this process. So guys, tell me which is better. sitting in your home country to make your comprehensive ranking score to be high, and then eventually get that invitation to apply for permanent residency, or you coming to Canada as a student, stressing yourself to study, get postgraduate work permit, looking for a way to convert yourself to become a permanent resident, is draining. These are the things that make people to be depressed, because they don't want to go back home, and now they are looking for how to convert. With this comprehensive ranking score that is very, very high, how will they be able to get an invite for them to transition to become a permanent residency? So which is better? Coming in as a permanent resident, taking your time, or coming in as a student and wishing or looking for how to become a permanent resident? Because at the end, it will still take time for you to still transition to become a permanent resident. The difference is you're already here in Canada. But people back home, if you have something you're doing back home, you have a job, you have business, I see no reason why you are so in a hurry to come down when you can actually, to come down as a student, when you can actually stay back home to process this permanent residency. Okay? So analyze your situation. If you are not in a hurry, and study route is very expensive. If you are not in a hurry, I don't even know why one should be in a hurry to move. It's better you do that research and you are moving comfortably, that when you come to Canada, you will not be so stressed. Okay? So make that research before you try to say you're coming to Canada as a student. And when you apply for permanent residency, there is 98% chance of approval. 98% chance, except you don't have the right document that you claimed when you are creating your express entry profile. Unlike the study route, like after applying for when you apply for school, your mind is beating if you get an admission. Not just that, if you eventually get an admission, you will start applying for your study permit. Then you don't even know if it will be approved or not. Like 50% chances that your study permit will be approved. And what do? You start deferring your admission. So which one is better? Coming in as a permanent resident, where you know that 98% chances of your approval, or through the study route, where you don't even know if your study permit will be approved or not. So guys, always do that research. Start by using comprehensive ranking score tools. That is the first step you need to start with, so that you know where you're heading, so that you know what you need to do for you to come to Canada. Don't be allowing agents to decide for you, or looking at other people's application to help you in your decision. That decision should come from you. And the best place to start with is Canada website. Check the comprehensive ranking score tools and use it to know your situation, what you need to do, and the best pathway you can use to immigrate to Canada. Stop looking at people's application and stop allowing agents to convince you to do what you're not financially capable to do. The only thing that actually delays you coming into Canada as a permanent resident is the comprehensive ranking score. Nothing else. Once you get that score, your application does not take time to get approved, and you have 98 to 99% chances that it must be approved. So don't allow agents to be deceiving you that a study route is the fastest way. Once you have that high comprehensive ranking score, you get invited. 2 months, 3 months, your application is approved. Okay, so don't stop allowing agents to be deceiving you. Like I said, it took me 2 months, like less than 2 months, for my own application to be approved. It all depends on your applications anyway.